to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I am your host, Ant, and this week we're going to take a look at rock and roll's original chameleon, David Bowie, with his final box set. This is the sixth and final one that that David Bowie is releasing. Obviously, this one is another one being released posthumously, and it covers the time period from 2002 to 2016, and it's entitled I Can't Give Everything Away. And it covers the time period from Heathen up through Blackstar and afterward. So, gotta admit, I'm a little pissed. Quite pissed, all right? Ordered the box set from Amazon, right? Ordered it a while ago from Amazon. Anxiously awaiting it. I'm a big Bowie fan. Cannot wait to get this box set, put it in my collection, just enjoy it, right? Can't wait to listen to this stuff on recall and, and stuff that I don't have. Well, it arrived yesterday on my doorstep. Damaged. Box it came in perfectly fine, right? Interior, obviously, look at this. This is the way this arrived. All torn up, just disgusting. It's like not acceptable. Called Amazon. Amazon gave me a song and dance. Like, oh, we'll give you a break on it if you keep it. No, thank you. I'll be sending it back. Getting it refunded, and ordered it from David's website directly. To hell with that. Anyhow, so this is the front of the box. This is the back. Shows you everything. This is a little sleeve that comes out. I'm leaving it as is because I'm going to return the box. And it's the same picture front and back. So that's that. And what do we got in? Well, like I said, it starts off with Heathen. All right. So got Heathen right there. Very possessed looking David Bowie on the cover. It's got some cool tracks on it. Some stuff that he kept in the live set up until he stopped touring. We've got on here Sunday, Cactus, Slip Away, Slow Burn, Afraid, I've Been Waiting for You, I Would Be Your Slave, and he played Cactus regularly, Slow Burn, Afraid, I Would Be Your Slave, Took a Trip on a Gemini Spaceship, 15, The Angels Have Gone, Everyone Says Hi, which is another live one, good video for that one too, Better Future, and of course Heathen, The Rays. So you've got that. They put them all in plain white sleeves. Some of the contents of the box does have other inner sleeves with liner notes and lyrics and liner notes. This has the liner notes, also has artwork here that goes along with the theme of Heathen. So you have that, and that's the first thing in this box. All right. The interior box itself, this thing is a beast. We'll show you that as well. You've got everything right there. So we're going to go through this. Next thing we get in here is a live album, a massive, massive live album. This is live at the Montreux Jazz Festival. Okay. You hear me every week. I talk about how much I love live music. Love David Bowie live. I've been very fortunate in my life to see him twice. And on this is a monster. This is 4 LPs. And on it, we kick off with Sunday from Heathen. We get Life on Mars, starting off strong with really one of the most classic David Bowie tracks. And then that goes right into Ashes to Ashes. Move on to Cactus, all right, from the new album, Heathen, right, at the point it's new. Slip Away, another new one. China Girl is classic. Starman, I Would Be Your Slave, more new stuff, classics and new mixed in well. I've Been Waiting for You, which is new. Stay, Changes, and Fashion, which, who doesn't love Changes and Fashion? Two phenomenal tunes. We also have on here Fame, I'm Afraid of Americans, 5:15, The Angels Have Gone, Heroes, just the ultimate David Bowie tune. Heathen, The Rays, Everybody Says Hi, and Hello Space Boy. Then we get into Let's Dance, Ziggy Stardust, and Warsaw. Speed of Life, Breaking Glass, What in the World, Sound and Vision, and Art Decade. Always Crashing in the Same Car, Be My Wife, A New Career in a New Town, and finishing off with Subterraneans. And with this, what they did was, the records are white sleeve, but they included these sleeves as well. So we'll take a look at them as we go through. Now I'll show you the just one of the records as the labels. They're plain. There's nothing spectacular about them. But we do get some really lovely photos of David live at this point in his life and career. Really cool stuff. With all the track listings on here, and publishing information, writing credits, all that good stuff. You also find out who the musicians are, which is pretty cool. He's got a good band with him on this tour. He got Earl Slick, Mark Plotty, Jerry Leonard, Galen Dorsey, who was his longest-serving bass player, Sterling Campbell on drums, Mike Garson, and Catherine Russell's on keys, percussion, and backing vocals. So very, very talented group of musicians. David always had the best touring band out there. Well-rehearsed, just phenomenal talents, all of them. So you have that. So that is the live one off of this, okay? The complete live set of Montreux Jazz Festival. Very, very cool. Now we go back to studio album, Reality, all right? And this has got some great tunes on here too. We got New Killer Star, all right? Pablo Picasso, Never Get Old, another great tune. Loneliest Guy, Looking for Water, She'll Drive. The Big Car. Then we got on side 2, Days, Fall Dog Bombs the Moon, Try Some, Buy Some, title track Reality, and Bring Me the Disco King, which also has a very cool video out there. And with this, once again, we have inserts, and it's kind of strange because they give you a white, better quality sleeve along with the cheesy paper sleeve. I mean, I don't know what the point is. And this nice booklet insert, David from Reality. Cool information contained therein regarding the album. Some excellent pictures as well. So you've got all that in here as well. So it's kind of a neat thing to have Reality, because I have the original on CD, as I have with all my David Bowie stuff. So it's kind of nice to have this on vinyl on hand, which is very, very cool, and I'm glad to have that. The next thing we have is the final live album from David's career that's been released, or the final tour, I should say. It's from the Reality tour, and if you're familiar with the history of David Bowie, you know that while he was on the Reality tour over in Europe, he thought he had complained of pain in his, I believe it was his shoulder. And, doctor said, oh, it's a pinched nerve, nothing to worry about. Just go, do what you got to do. So, goes on for the night. Long story short, David had a heart attack. And that ended touring for him. That was it. He never went back out on the road. Let's face facts, the guy was a smoker, all right? He ended up passing due to cancer, and, obviously smoking was a contributing factor in both accounts, the heart attack and the cancer. Absolutely sucks, because when you see him, physically he looked like he was in great shape, but obviously had some cardiac issues there. But anyhow, they released this on video as well, and I have the video of it. It's great. If you've never seen a Reality tour, check it out. It's great to have it here on vinyl. It's also great to see it live. And this is another monster live set here. We've got 3 LPs as opposed to the 4 at Montreux Jazz. We've got a lot of classics in here. And we also have a really good backing band. You got Jerry Leonard on guitar and vocals with David. You've got Sterling Campbell on drums, Earl Slick on guitar, Galen Dorsey is back. Keyboards from Catherine Russell, who also does percussion, mandolin, and vocals, and Mike Garson on keys. So I'll show you the back of that. And what a killer set list on this album. On this, you get, kicks off with Rebel Rebel, then New Killer Star from Reality, Fame, Cactus, Sister Midnight, Afraid, All the Young Dudes, absolute classic David Bowie. Be My Wife, China Girl, The Loneliest Guy, The Man Who Sold the World, Fantastic Voyage, Hello Space Boy, Sunday, one of my all-time favorites, Under Pressure, Life on Mars, right after that. I mean, what a 1-2 punch. For me personally, that's a great 1-2 punch. The Battle for Britain, The Letter, Fall Dog Bombs the Moon, then Ashes to Ashes, The Motel, Loving the Alien, Breaking Glass, Never Get Old, Changes, I'm Afraid of Americans, which is absolutely killer live, and the version on studio album with Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, just spectacular. Can't beat it. Heroes and Bring Me the Disco King. And then following up on the end, we've got Slip Away, The Heathen, the Rays, 5 Years, Hang On to Yourself, and Ziggy Stardust. And they did the same thing. All right, so you've got inserts and your liner notes and the album, which they put in plain white sleeves. And this is actually on blue vinyl, which is very cool. All right, the rest of them have not been colored. This one is blue in color, which is neat. And we also have these pretty awesome photos of David live, shredding on guitar and singing. The labels are cool as well. Blue vinyl, very neat. David on a 12-string. And once again, the final, let's get this out here, the final blue vinyl in the collection right there. Very cool for you to see that. And the final picture from this collection. So from the final David Bowie tour, a reality tour, you have that. Next in the box, what do we got? The Next Day. Okay, and this is a gatefold, which is kind of surprising that the two live ones weren't gatefolds, considering one's a 4 LP set, the other's a 3 LP set. And of course, if you're familiar with the history of David Bowie, The Next Day is the Heroes cover blocked out. All right, so you have that, and it's also crossed out as well. If you take a nice look there, you can see it up top, and David's picture from inside also blocked out, and you have And the Next Day, and the Next, and Another Day. And this is a cool 2 LP set. On this one, we've got The Next Day, Dirty Boys, The Stars Are Out Tonight, which is a cool tune, Love Is Lost, Where Are We Now, which I believe was the first single and has a great video, Valentine's Day, If You Concede Me, I'd Rather Be High, Boss of Me, Dancing Out in Space, How Does the Grass Grow, You Will Set the World on Fire, You Feel So Lonely You Could Die, Heat, So She, Plan, and I'll Take You There. And once again, we get inserts in this, so we'll dig these out along with the albums. And the albums are basic black, nothing there. But we do have these inserts, which gives you photos and information about the album itself. And also, you have this sleeve as well, which has, does this have the lyrics? Yes, it does. It has the lyrics on there, which is pretty cool. Happy to have this in my collection because I don't believe I have this solo on vinyl, which is neat. We also get this fold-out 2-sided poster of the band there live. And a close-up of David playing live in front of a live audience. Very cool. And that is everything in this one. So that is David Bowie's The Next Day out of this gorgeous box set. Coming towards the end here. We only got like 3 left. Next one we got, the EP from David Bowie. We've got on this Atomica, Love Is Lost, which is the Hello Steve Reich mix by James Murphy for DFA. The Informer, I'd Rather Be High, the Venetian mix, Like a Rocket Man, Born in a UFO, and God Bless the Girl. And this is ultra plain, this one. So this basically just has the white sleeve and then this insert, which is also another photo that's been updated, I would guess you would say, or modified for those sessions which come from the Hero sessions. And then we have his final studio album, which is all black on black, Blackstar, released right before he passed away. He never stopped working, which was very, very cool. This is another gatefold, so we'll open that for you. Another picture of the Starman gazing up into the heavens. And I'm sure that's where David is right now, looking down on us and laughing. And this has got a sleeve that is clear, right? Totally blacked out on the back. Got a lot of reflection going on there. And, this one was a phenomenal album from David. I remember them talking about he worked on it in secret here in New York. And when it got released, it was like kind of like this wonderful thing because nobody was expecting it. Kept very tight-lipped about the sessions, which was really cool. This has got a great booklet in it, obviously with David as the Lazarus figure right there from the video. And everything in here is black on black, so you can't really get anything from it here on my video, but it does have a killer track listing on it, and I'll go through that with you as well. It's one of my favorite albums, and I don't know if it gets enough credit, I guess you could say. But on side one, we have Blackstar, then 'Tis a Pity, She Was a Whore, Lazarus, which is fantastic. Then we have Sue in a Season of Crime, or Sue or In a Season of Crime, Girl Loves Me, Dollar Days, I Can't Give Everything Away, and that's the way the album closes. So great effort from David Bowie before he left us. And then we get the No Plan EP. That's the final release from him that was after Blackstar came out. On this you get Lazarus, No Plan, Killing a Little Time, and When I Met You. But there's other stuff in here too, because the best thing about the David Bowie box sets are the extras. And with this, we've got Recall, the final Recall, all right, Recall 6. And this is, once again, got tons of stuff in it, so take this out, show you the front and the back. And if you notice with the glare there, you can kind of see that it's embossed with the Recall 6 on it. And it contains 4 LPs of stuff, which is pretty cool. And once again, basic black, nothing spectacular there. But the music is what we buy these things for. And on this, we've got 4 albums, a lot of remixes, a lot of live stuff. On the first LP, we got Slow Burn, Single Edit, Wood Jackson, When the Boys Come Marching Home, Safe, the Moby remix of Sunday. Then we get a remix by Air of A Better Future. Then we get the SACD mix on these 4 tracks, Slip Away, Slow Burn, I've Been Waiting for You, 5:15, The Angels Have Gone. And onto the second LP, we get A Better Future and Safe, also the SACD mix. And then we get the radio edit of Everyone Says Hi, Tony Visconti's mix of Sunday. Then we get the Metro remix radio edit of Everyone Says Hi. Then we get Heathen the Rays live in Berlin from September 22nd of 2002. Hop Frog with from Lou Reed featuring David Bowie. Then Christine Young featuring David Bowie on the track Savior. Isn't It Evening? I don't think I've ever heard that track, so I'm going to dig into that. Earl Slick featuring David Bowie on Isn't It Evening, The Revolutionary. The Loner mix of Bring Me the Disco King, which features Maynard James Keenan of Tool and John Frusciante of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that comes from the Underworld motion picture soundtrack, which I do not have, so I'm happy to have that. Then we've got Recall number 3. These are plain looking, I get it. We get the radio edit of New Killer Star, Love Missile, F1-11, Fly, Queen of All the Tarts Overture, Never Get Old, the single edit, great cover of Waterloo Sunset, Rebel, the 2003 re-record, taken from the Charlie's Angel Full Throttle motion picture soundtrack, New Killer Star from sessions at AOL Live on 9/23/03, Days Live, once again, 5:15, The Angels Have Gone Live, Rebel Never Gets Old radio mix, She Can Do That, David Bowie with BT, and that comes from the Stealth motion picture soundtrack. And then we get the absolute final grouping of tunes off the 4 LP of Recall 6. We get a live version at Fashion Rocks from 9/8/05 of Life on Mars. Also from the same show, we get David Bowie with Arcade Fire on Wake Up and 5 Years. Then an Arnold Lane cover at the Royal Albert Hall on 5/29/06 with David Gilmour. And David came out and helped out on that one. Then we get Love Is Lost, the Hello Steve Reich mix by James Murphy for the DFA edit. Sue, or In a Season of Crime, the 2014 version. 'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore, 2014 version. Radio edit of Lazarus, and then the final one, I Can't Give Everything Away. So that is everything in the David Bowie box set right there for you. I'm going to really dig into it once I get my final copy of it. Like I said, I'm returning this one because it's beat to death, and I'm not having that in my collection. It's got to be pristine, man. Got to be pristine. If it's going to get screwed up, let me screw it up. Same thing like when you have kids. Let me screw up my kids the way I want to screw them up. So that's everything. But wait, I lied. There's more. Of course there is. One more thing. We've got this great book that comes with all these box sets. It's got tons of information, great essays in here about each of the albums, including who played what. This one's from the Montreux Jazz Festival. From Reality. Very, very cool stuff. Just going to show you a few of them. That's one of my favorite pictures, one of my favorite posters, concert posters there. The one with the close-up of David's face. Very cool. So that's everything in the I Can't Give Everything Away box set. Show the last thing here. Whoop. There we go. Bunch of the albums there. So very cool stuff. But unfortunately, I've got to send this back because it came in looking like the Samsonite Gorillas had handled it prior to bringing it to my house. So back to Amazon it goes. But that is everything I have for you this week. I think that's quite enough stuff. Until next time, as I always say, peace, one love, music, and I'm out. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Take care, everyone. Have a great week.